All right, Dr. James Sellmann from the University of Guam, the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. I would dare say, Doc, that first of all, welcome and congratulations on Charter Day. And your college probably is maybe the most fundamental to a proper, well-rounded, having an intellect as a UOG grad.
Yes, that's what we say. That's why most of the general education requirements come out of the humanities and social sciences. That's what we pride ourselves on, transforming lives and building the community through the humanities and social sciences.
Mhm. How long has the study of humanities been part of UOG's curriculum? Because I know a lot of people look at it and they say when they look at their general ed requirements, I was like, okay, well, I can choose, was it philosophy or psychology or, art history or like various disciplines and everything like that. But I mean, I personally got back into the humanities years after I graduated and really came to retroactively appreciate, what it's done for me.
Yes, a lot of people kind of discover it in midlife. That's what I would always tell my students. It may not seem very valuable now that you understand this, but when you're in your 30s and 40s, you'll need to know this stuff to have a good conversation at a dinner table or at a business meeting.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to the beginning of the college when the Teachers College became a university. Then you have to have more humanities and social science content. Really, education is a kind of social science. It's based on psychology, learning theory. And so, it goes back to Confucius and Socrates. It's, built into the foundation of all civilization.
Mm-hmm. And it was you and your colleague, Dr. Skoog. You guys literally wrote the textbook. You literally wrote the book for UOG undergrads understanding philosophy.
Yeah, yes, Dr. Skoog and I started the philosophy program in 93. Um, yes, Dr. Skoog retired now. He's living the good life in Seattle.
Mm. Well, his own contributions to the university are very much appreciated. I remember like just how much he personally enjoyed, taking young students out to, what was it, East Asia, and like really saying, it's one thing to study this stuff in a book and to read, historical documents. It's another thing to actually like observe the practices and like really get a real sense for what we're learning.
Yes, that's right. You remind me of a funny story, because he would do those travel courses to Asia, and one of them they went from China through Tibet, and they took a bus over to Nepal through the Himalaya mountains. And when they got to the border, the guard wanted $500 to let them pass the border, and he was gonna keep Dr. Skoog hostage. And of course, the good professor didn't have $500 cash in his pocket and had to borrow the money from a wealthy student who, was carrying a big bankroll for some reason, so that he could continue into Nepal on the bus. That was an exciting story.
Well, knowing Kim Skoog, I've had the good fortune of being able to interview him like a bunch of times over the years. I would have loved to see, as a philosopher, his logic and then the argument he posed why he should have got out of that.
Yeah.
Well, you also oversee, Dr. Sellmann, is the Micronesian Studies and everything, a discipline which is so critical to what the university provides and everything. Like, so how is it like overseeing all of those different areas of study, and how do they all interconnect?
Well, our flagship programs are the Chamorro Studies program and the Micronesian Studies program. So we have the undergraduate Chamorro Studies and then the MA in Micronesian Studies. And that's where the university tries to intersect most seriously and deeply with the local community and the regional community. And those programs are multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary. They require the command of language and social sciences and history and economics and political science. And so they're very exciting programs. And really, I think the whole college is very exciting because it is so multidisciplinary.
Mhm.
And so we have, 10 majors in the college and 14 minors. So it is a multidisciplinary, multifaceted endeavor
Mhm.
that really relates to everything that human beings do, from the thought process to the political process.
Well, I know with my own experience, like, having been to one UOG graduation and having attended and covered several as a member of the media, your college is, again, so instrumental and so fundamental to developing a well-rounded educational mind. But the majority of the majors are always education. Always turns out a bunch of majors. Business schools, turns out a bunch of majors. The nursing school always has a bunch. The people who get degrees from UOG in your disciplines, maybe admittedly few and far between, but I mean, these are people with really, really sound abilities to think critically and make big decisions. And I mean, it's a small but very tight knit and I would say very elite group.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't realize that those disciplines, business is a form of social science. It's a form of sociology. Marketing is based on communication theory.
Marketing major
Education,
right
like I
here.
was saying, is education is based on learning theory.
Mhm.
And as the old saying goes, philosophy is the queen of the sciences. The hard sciences grow out of logic and epistemology. And so all of those other disciplines, even health science, you have to know about people's culture if you're going to touch them and treat them well. And so even the health sciences have to interface with social sciences and the humanities.
Mhm.
So really all of the other disciplines grow out of the liberal arts, the humanities, and social sciences.
Absolutely agree. As far as the possible expansion or the broadening out of your college, what do you see maybe several years down the road as far as what new programs, new initiatives, new areas of study might come out?
Oh, that's a tough one because of the financial crisis.
Mm.
Uh, we are poised for growth. There's no doubt about it.
You get
Um,
epistemology, and then you get the hard numbers of economics, unfortunately.
yeah, exactly, exactly. We should be growing. We should be developing, more programs in Asian studies, um, in the political status issues. But with the economic situation, it's hard to see how we're going to be able to do that.
Mhm.
There's the rub.
However, I mean, as you said, I mean, your programs form the bedrock of any college education. So, I mean, I would think that like you're maybe for expansion, like the budget may say maybe not just yet, but I mean, I would think as far as it, and fittingly with philosophically, existentially, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, we hope to, be able to grow the Tomorrow Studies program. There's only 2 dedicated positions and 4 other professors in different disciplines that contribute to that program. All of the Micronesian Studies faculty are interdisciplinary. There's no one position that's totally dedicated to the program. So we're hoping to build up that. We'd like to start a creative writing program to try to initiate more storytelling and expand the multimedia program to do more education on how to make a good documentary to tell stories through video form.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Could we
But
possibly see maybe a doctoral program in Chamorro studies or Micronesian studies? I know that's been tossed around like several times over the years.
yeah, the president is starting with education,
Mhm.
the EDD. So and then it would be marine science for a PhD.
Mhm.
So that's what we're hoping to get on the list, to get some a PhD program in the humanities or social sciences.
Okay, well, final question is, when it comes to this year's Charter Day theme of transforming lives, advancing communities, so much of what you do, and I mean, I can never belabor this point enough, has been to enrich um, the minds and the lives of anyone who, uh, takes up the study. So what would you say, in your opinion, has been your school's contributions to UOG and then to our island community at large?
Oh, well, we're the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences is at the core of the threefold mission, INA, Descubre, SETBI. Really, the whole idea of INA, of enlightenment, really comes out of the humanities. It's tied back again to philosophy and intellectual enlightenment and also spiritual enlightenment. So we're at the core of the university's mission, and that mission feeds the economy and the soul of the people of Guam and the region. And so that's our greatest contribution, I think, for transforming lives and advancing communities. Is we're at the core of enlightening people, making new discoveries about human behavior and the history of the cultures, and servicing the community and the people of Guam.
Well, Doc, I've always been a fan of your work and of your achievements up at UOG. So our heartfelt congratulations and our best wishes to you. And on a more personal note, I still have a copy of the philosophy guides that you and Dr. Scoop put together. So one of these days, when the pandemic's over, I'm going to come over there and humbly request that I get an autographed copy from you.
Thank you very much.
Can't wait for that day.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. When's the pandemic going to end?
Absolutely.
2022.
Yeah, well, Biba UOG and Biba Charter Day, Doc.
Thank you very much, Jason. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot.